Hello and welcome to Friday's stream. A little bit later as usual, but sometimes, especially on Fridays, that can happen. I'm ready, and ahoy Michael, hopefully you're good, hopefully your neck is better. And yeah, let me actually take a quick look at the quest log before we actually start here. So we are newly equipped with new weaponry and everything. So fights hopefully today are gonna be easier than they have been before. Okay, let's do that. Let's try to find some quests down here. Okay, we go to Bones and see where that actually
run, but it will find you.
Brings us not yet
Accept your doom.
Here, something to eat. Help you get your strength.
Yes, put flesh on old Bones. You are a kind captain. Good to Bones.
What? What's wrong?
This meat, it's meant to taste like chicken.
So are we gonna get your ghost or what?
We go. Bones is your doctor now. Also a good teacher. Bones knows things.
Then welcome aboard. One rule. Don't eat anyone. How is it that you're in the underworld and here too?
Part of me died. It is stuck there, wandering. I feel his echo. He calls to come to me, but is lost in the dark. Please help me. Him. Us.
If you think I can help.
My spirit is deranged. Can't find his way.
Wonder where he got that from.
When I was a boy, I got lost in the forest. My father tied a white scarf to the highest tree and waited for me. I saw it and knew how to get home. Maybe my spirit will remember.
I just say white scarf and he'll find you. That's it.
No idea if it will work, but it is all I can think of.
Then it'll have to do. When I went to the underworld, I met you.
You went to the underworld and lived.
Long story. It was a ghost, looked just like you.
I know. I remember.
You know, you're not nearly as crazy as your other half. He was the full barrel of nuts.
What do you know? You are no half zombie.
You're not undead. You're only half dead.
That is supposed to comfort me. Help me. Free my other self from the underworld.
Okay, I
Can you teach me anything useful?
think I'm going.
Maybe. What skills do you think a madman can teach?
I think I'm remembering him. Okay, we can increase our toughness here. Alright, fair enough. That was the first one. That's actually a good one. Let's go there and see what we have there. The Treasure and the Hidden Valley. That's a nice name. Let me actually take that as a stream title, and it is actually better to do that Okay, save. Let's go to live chat. The treasure in the hidden valley. The treasure in the hidden valley. Treasure valley. Alright, correctly written. And we need to go leftish. Yes, let's take a good nap. We lost a little bit of HP, which is not that good.
What are you doing?
Sorry, pardon the intrusion.
I can't see you.
Your bed looked very comfortable. So, we actually are not having a companion around. I thought Patty was still following us, which she does not. So why don't we take the madman for now with us?
Come with me.
Of course.
And let's have Steelbeard with us too. There we go. Sorry.
Gee, you understand.
Okay, you're ready now, but we're gonna be back in a sec. Cool. Okay, over the sea, top we go. And I am looking forward to the first enemy, which is gonna come. Oh, to put it in better words, the first enemy we are gonna engage. Hopefully the enemy is not gonna come. No pun intended. And this should be the way. Right? Right. Okay, there are a couple of dudes which I'm gonna talk to after I've checked what is up here. Guess who's back? And oh yeah, he's gonna come. Okay, so you sadly enough heard the bad joke of mine. Well, Michael, shall we take a look at the couple of pages in the end of today's stream? Or shall we have a complete look at them? I have no idea how much trouble the last pick gave me. I'm sorry, buddy. That was bad.
You're in for it now, matey.
Okay, wait. That's unfair.
You run a lot better than you fight.
Oh no! That didn't went as expected. Forgive me. There are 39 of them, plus the front picture Yeah, I don't mind, Michael. Either we go through them all at once when you have scanned them over time, or we go through them part by part. That would be... that I would leave up to you. I mean, they are not telling a complete story, they're just descriptions of pictures, right? So could do it part-wise too. Then we have some content over a couple of streams. Oh yeah, Black Dog is the best dirty trick you ever can have, at least. I'm glad that we did some upgrades last time, Michael, otherwise weapons upgrades, otherwise I don't think I would be able to kill... I did save, right? And not load? Did I really load? Holy moly. Forgive me. I wanted to save. Okay, I need to focus. Concentrate on the game and what you want to do. That's the important part here. But what I know, I want to loot. Now that's saving. Yes. As I said, if you want, but I personally think it's better to do it in parts, because the art book has 96 pages and some text on the backs, and considering how small the font is, so... I mean, I don't want to push pressure on you in any ways, but then we are gonna have the first part today, and then over time go through it, right? No pressure. Then we are gonna have a little look at some pages today. Just a couple.
You're in for it now, matey.
Yep, I'm looking forward.
You run a lot better than you fight.
And then fall damage.
Splitters!
Nothing here for me.
Okay, I'm just gonna changed the topic, which is fine. Because why not? Yesterday... why not, right? Yesterday I started playing Elden Ring. Oh boy, that game is still in front of me. And I'm, to be honest, enjoying it, and maybe I'm weird, but the game has a pretty similar vibe as Gothic to me. That was... how the guy flew away was hilarious, agreed. Elden Ring I bought on release, played 60 minutes and then stopped because it was too hard for me. That road of pain is still in front of me. But it is one of the best games considering Metacritic, right? And yes,
You're in for it now,
it has a
matey.
little bit of Gothic to me too.
Not too bad.
Some dagger, golden mask, alright.
The Great Hunter's Trophy is a much sought-after item, acting as a talisman for the owner and giving him special powers. According to legend, it can be found in Marakai Bay, hidden in a tomb there. That sounds useful.
What I've heard of, then you have around, I think, what's the playthrough time? 150 hours with Elden Ring? Then you have quite a lot of time in front of you. Although I have to admit, with Elden Ring, I'm still not sure if it really the good rating of the critics and how it was hyped. I'm not certain if it's actually that good of a game. I mean, it has some value, but I think it's, with many games, a little bit overrated. My personal 50 cents to that, or 10 cents. Of course it is challenging, and that's also one of the reasons why it reminds me of Gothic. But if I would have to say what exactly gives me the Gothic feeling, I would have to say Wipe in the World a bit, not much, but a bit. But the story doesn't remind me of Gothic at all, nor the combat or any other parts. Well, there is not really so much of a story, is there? Except the clues you find throughout the world and the intro. Otherwise there is not that much, right? Maybe I'm wrong there. Did I save?
That's a squished. Bones can help.
Kill him, did ya? Good lad.
Okay, save and climb. Save because I don't want to fall over. There has to be a story, and I kinda have a suspicion of how the story might be, but cannot say for sure now. Yeah, but compared to other games, it has, as I said, my personal opinion, quite a small story. And considering my experience with critics, all of them saying Risen 2 and 3 are worse than Risen 1, which I don't agree, I'm kinda skeptical to the ultra amazing rating of Elden Ring. Yeah, but... yeah. 60 minutes, how can I say that? Depending in the 60 minutes, except for the intro and a semi-tutorial, which I missed because I didn't jump down the first cliff. There was, except some little messages, don't jump down here, it was just go there. That was the story I, except the intro, experienced in 60 minutes. And for me that is a little bit low. But maybe I'm the weirdo here. In that 60 minutes I had more story in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I can crack locks. I'm a expert. Maybe over time I'm gonna find the feeling for jumping down cliffs. Okay, that's what I gonna go through. Go to treasure hunting. They're throwing coconuts.
Fine bit of beast killing.
Ah, that would bring... Oh, alright. Good, let's see if that is actually an enemy or not. To be honest, Gothic 2 doesn't start amazing as well. You are back, get to the Eye of Innos and kill the dragons. Okay, but now as you mention it, I see some similarities to Gothic 1. The story at the start, you're on the prison, survive, and then it gets progressively interesting. That's the thing, I don't think Elden Ring is gonna get progressively interesting. Except for killing all the bosses.
Oh, Gucho Sheku Tufas Onomotau.
Huh?
You do not want to attack me. What kind of Gucho are you?
The friendly kind? Why would I want to attack you?
Sheku?
What does that mean, Sheku?
Because that is what Gucho pirates do.
That's a long story. First, tell me who you are.
I am Pandu, the Marakai Tufas. I am here to prepare for the haunting test. I need to prove I have the strength and wisdom to be a Tonka one day.
Okay, if you have 150 hours of gameplay, there's no need to spill the whole story in the first 10 minutes. At least the first 60 minutes, by the way. And maybe I'm totally off here. Maybe you will prove me wrong if you go along playing it. It's fine, it's still on my pile of shame. Maybe I'm gonna go into it again and prove myself wrong too. Then all is fine, but I think it's really lacking story.
Why do you want that?
It is an honor for every Tufas. We all serve the tribe in the best way we can. If I am Tonka, I can help keep my people safe.
You must know this place well.
Chigucho, I have spent much time in the jungle.
Ever seen a wall of fire?
One time, beneath the earth, I followed the setting sun in the valley behind the village. There is a way there that leads to the thing you speak of.
You mean in a cave to the west of here?
Gee, but I must warn you, there are spiders in there, big spiders.
And I mean, it's all opinion based, right? It's totally fine. I personally, it's just my personally feeling, I like the storytelling in, so to say, these kinds of RPG games where you have conversations are more like this, where, I don't know, it's hard to describe, where it's more, where the story is more in the background, which is not better or worse, where you more, maybe even more a little bit guided through, but that's just my personal taste. But that's me. As I said, Michael, I don't want to say that Elden Ring does it wrong and Risen right. It's just my personal, you know, what I personally like more. If everyone who liked Elden Ring is totally fine with me. I don't want to hate the game. That's what I want to say. And maybe I'm gonna change my mind once I'm gonna play it again and play through it if I make it. Maybe I'm totally gonna change my mind, which is possible. Okay, let's have a friendly look into this cave.
Still the urge of killing! Dead?
That's where I came from, right? Yeah. Oh god. How come, Michael, that you settled with Elden Ring? I'm just interested. Was it on your to-play list for a longer time? I think we talked once about it already, right?
Better squished.
I was thinking about playing it for some time already. Did you play before any of other Souls-like? Oh, fencing foil.
Worms can help.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly sleep before I repeat before we go on and repeat the fighting. Okay, the ice. Okay, cannot pick that up. Ah boy, we have a shortcut to the... Oh. Okay. Anyways, we went through them pirates at the fire. So that's fine. Okay, good. Anyways, now at least I know where that leads, which is good. Yeah, Sekiro, but I played around 100 minutes in it and then I refunded it. The first mini-boss was a bit too much for me. Would have been probably the same with me too, but I enjoyed the untraditional setting in the medieval Japan. Not many games are set in that era and area. Yeah. And then I used the 30 euros to buy Dragon Age 2. Sekiro was on sale when I bought it. Alright, okay. Dragon Age 2 Inquisition, right? Which you enjoyed, if I remember correctly.
Beast killing.
Oh, there's a great spider. Which is a nasty enemy. Okay, Dragon Age Inquisition is the third part. Alright, bad. Shame on me.
Still too hot. Ooh, hot.
Okay, we might have a tougher enemy here. Might. Okay, a stuck one. Dragon Age Origin is the first part. The second one has no name, and okay, Inquisition is the third part. All right, I'll try to remember. So I was a little bit cocky there, thinking that with our new weaponry I would be, so to say, invincible or kill the enemies in a very, very quick way. Apparently some enemies are still too much, like grave spiders.
Not ready yet.
And old Steelbeard is still on lockdown, I wanted to say now. Still in cooldown. Okay, retreating, then going in, retreating, that's the way. The way. Okay, that's a way against grave spiders for me. Okay, killed one. Safe. Alright, 2 might be a little bit too much. Alright, 1 down. And at least 1 still to come. Which probably completely has already regenerated, which is good and fair enough for me. To the left. But 2 at once is mere impossible. And there we have the friendly neighborhood spider.
Good lad.
Down it is. Down it is. I like.
Kill him, did ya? Good lad.
Yep, it is very, very dark. Okay, I probably cannot break that yet.
That's wow.
They've not made the wall of fire yet that can hold back old Steelbeard.
Easy for you to say. Those of us with actual flesh to burn may have problems.
Okay, that means we obviously have to break the barrier here. Alright, good. Okay, since I actually just wanted to do the treasure map thing, let's put that first. And then find our way here back at one point to go on with this part of, I consider it as the main story. Maybe I'm wrong. But at least we have already cleared out them grave spiders. That was not the way then.
Does it?
Okay, the treasure on the hunting grounds, that's good. Not exactly the quest I wanted to do, but who am I to judge?
I must prepare for the hunt.
It's the other way. Ah, okay, let me guess. The path through the wall of fire. It's gonna be the path inside here, right? Maybe? I just wanna double check if I don't have ever seen one way of exit. Which I may have. Not. Okay, that's the early way. Then ain't gonna do that now, but I'm gonna check the quest log again for clues. Yeah, okay. Then this is actually next.
Sheku. Sheku,
Don't worry,
what
buddy.
is it you want?
At least we cleared some stuff out, right? We took down some nasty grave spiders and found a way to a gateway, so to say, to a door. That's actually more precise. Oh, hello, buddy.
Dara sent me. She's pretty angry. So go home while she'll take you back.
The ancestors' graves must be protected. She must wait.
You're in for it now, matey.
You I killed myself with clumsiness. Very, very smart, but that is actually in most games the way I like to play, you know? Clumsy. Being clumsy always helps out. But that's why you have
You're in for it now, matey.
safe games.
Yeah.
He dodged! Nasty bugger. One more hit would have been it. Or I just could have taken a sip of rum. Who would have guessed, right?
You're in for it now, matey. Splitted.
Ka Rakatoka.
Okay, one more, and I still got, well, relatively plenty of health.
Not too bad.
No. Loot, talk to him, and then get in to that place. It's the grave idols. Good.
You can go home now. All the grave robbers are dead.
you have killed in defense of the ancestors. You are a Hoshi of the Marakai in pirate clothing. I pray that the ancestors will smile upon you, and that you will see your enemies even in disguise.
Thanks. Here's hoping.
Okay, good. Still, I'll save. And then we are gonna take a quick look inside that temp, if we even can get inside. If there's anything. Oh yeah. Take all. Okay, I will then quickly go to the restroom. Then we are gonna take a quick look inside that temple, and then we take a look at a Gothic artwork book, right? At least of parts of it. Give me just a couple of minutes. I'll be back in a mere second. Alright, we are back. I believe that when you are lockpicking, there's some thought behind the logs. How some are shorter and some are longer. Well, I thought that was just the skill required for the log. That if you need lesser thievery, then it just has 4, and if it gets higher, it has more. What precisely do you mean with thought? There are gonna be some enemies. Maybe some ghouls. I don't know.
Steelbeard will hold the fort here.
No! Spear them. Always a good thing. No, I mean that some picks in that line are shorter and some are longer. Okay, and I believe that you can see the pattern in it. I personally haven't solved it, but I believe that there's something to it. Okay, you mean it that way. Alright. If I remember, we'll try to watch out for that. Maybe we can together make something out of it. Oh boy. I hate those buggers. Okay, that's gonna take a couple of minutes. I can tell ya. Sorry. Totally did not expect a bloody guardian to be there. I was expecting a ghoul. Shame on me.
Steelbeard will hold the fort here.
Oh my weird boy. I meant me. Hey, you are a grammar Nazi just like me, in case you don't understand. You completely hate when somebody uses grammar wrong. Yes, I do. I don't like that, but obviously it's weird in a way, since I, especially in German, don't speak German too well. The same with English, but yeah. I don't like it when others do this. Of course, if I know that the other part is, for example, not a native German and obviously cannot speak German, then that's obviously fine, right?
Here to hold the fort here.
Yeah, of course, that foreigners are kinda exception, but if natives don't know how to write, just, yep. Yep. I do.
Steelbeard will hold the fort here.
Okay, time for the bloody guardian, but let us wait a second to regen, and I'm already gonna obviously save. Okay, in Czech there is I and Y, both are pronounced the same, but I used... Did he just scratch his ass? Sorry. Used very differently, and I hate when people use I instead of Y and vice versa. Yep. Yep. You know, there are similarly certain things in German too. I had this case, I didn't say anything, but there are certain things which you... No, I don't know the English term. Give me just a second. That was the wrong app. Okay, it's not the right word. You know, it's like... Is there a... Give me a second, I need to look it up. You know, there's... Okay, that's, for example, like bad, worst, the worst, you know? I don't have the precise English word. There are certain words in German where you cannot increase the word, right? There are just a few of them, but I absolutely hate it when somebody uses that kind of grammar wrong. But sometimes you're just gonna need to accept it. No need to get aggravated all the time. And sometimes I can completely change the meaning, e.g. Can smell silver here. I like a lot of cheese. Okay, that's actually kind of funny. Okay, let's try to... I'm gonna try to be smarter against the Guardian. But the sword is obviously helping out. Okay, thank you. Yes, and sulfur and cheese obviously is a huge difference. Okay, save again. When you eat the one, you are feeling good, and when you eat the other one, you die. Is soul... I don't know. I didn't watch the screen. Sulfur is toxic, alright. Good to know. So I shouldn't eat that. nasty hits.
I warned you. Now suffer the consequences of your transgression.
There was a little bit that came a little bit out of the nowhere, I have to admit. You cannot loot. I will conclude. Okay, I died anyways. Okay. I have a problem today with saving the game at the proper time. Forgive me, that normally does not happen. Totally not. Okay, then I'm not gonna do it. You know, you aren't here to loot anyway. You're here to retrieve. My thinking was that I picked up the mask and I just wanted to take it with me. I saw the message, Michael. I just wanted to go through this temple and then I'm gonna read it. Okay, safe, and I'm not gonna loot the mask.
You take the elm.
I obviously do. Bones, come with me. Okay. Both mostly it's misuse adjectives. Why did I actually regenerate if I have a bed around here? It can both mean young, but in the first case, singular, in the second case is plural. Yeah. But languages, right, are not the easiest things in the world. For example, it's always in my thinking very weird. I had, for example, in school better grades in English than in German. That was German, and the grammar is not my strong suit, I felt. But fair enough. I don't need to speak German all the time. But when you spent like 3 years in school learning that, you should know it. Yeah. I passed that. Ah, yeah, I've been in here, but I obviously didn't have the lockpicking skills to open up that chest. Let's actually take a look. Can we go past that by 75? We are not gonna have a ring or something which will increase our thieves. Okay, it's already plus 20 piercing weapons. No. Then that is gonna stay that way. We should be right around Angus here. Kind of. Ah, okay, I thought we could actually go through there. Alright, good. Back to the camp, and maybe we still make it to Angus and see what he has to tell us. And of course there are other things like N and NN, but nothing fuels me more than the I and the Y. Oh, hello, Golden Clover. I just wanna double check, since I've not looted the flower. Just wanna see if I already have been in here. I think no.
There are a lot of corpses here. Natives and white men together. Strange thing is they've all been left naked.
That ain't strange, is it? Naked men? Or naked corpses? I have a question. How much time do you want to use for the art book? Well, I can tell you in a second. Oh, I see. So we have more pages available than I thought. Okay, since we are... I would for today just say 10 to 15 minutes, and then maybe... Okay, yeah, 39. Let's go with the last 10 to 15 minutes, and then maybe increase if we don't. I guess we cannot go through all of them, but then we still have something for Sunday. What about that?
Poor bastard. Not a good way to go. There's worse ways to go, but not many.
Dying naked. Anyways.
Oh, I wouldn't wish a death like that on my worst enemy.
Alright, golden scepter.
Someone really had it in for this poor bastard.
I'm just curious and I want to check. Before I forget, there was a leveler, right? I just want to see what is gonna happen if I pull it. I guess the door's gonna close. maybe that's gonna be important at a later stage.
Someone did a real number on this guy.
If you say so.
What kind of sick freak would do that to someone?
And I'm gonna leave the mask there.
There's worse ways to go. Poor bastard.
Stupid. Okay, there was absolutely nothing. The naked corpses. I found naked corpses in one of the graves. Maybe I need to find out what happened to them, which we right now did not.
Someone really had it.
Okay, there I was in.
Someone really... Oh, I would...
And I have another question. Do you think the name
Poor bastard.
is a good name, considering we didn't reach the treasure? Yeah, I don't know.
Poor bastard.
Obviously, I cannot see in the future.
Someone did a real...
I wish I could. If I could, I would have taken probably another name, right? But that's one ability missing yet in my portfolio. Yeah, we can... I can think about changing the name. And that reminds me that I recommended to use this dagger. It's the best dirty trick. Because like the other daggers, it doesn't disappear. But it's doing less damage, right? The Black Dog's dagger? Do you mean this dirty trick? At least I can... At least we can have a look at it. Maybe not today. But... And the symbol on the right bottom looks cooler, right? I don't mind trying things out, Michael, so... Thanks for the reminder. Useful against turkeys.
What are you doing here all by yourself?
We were attacked by pirates. One of the bastards shot me in the leg, see? So I hid myself away in the jungle.
Too late?
Can't say I blame you.
I didn't have a choice. If I hadn't hidden here, I'd be dead now.
But we can end it and go through that at a different stage. Okay, why don't we? It's actually then a fitting time to take a look at a couple of pictures. Give me just a second here. Okay, there is a lot of text. You didn't lie, by the way. And yes, obviously we are for now gonna stop with Risen. And gonna take a look at a couple of pictures from a Gothic art book. Give me just a second. Okay, I effed up the dude. And back to the art book. If you would in any time have trouble reading, mostly because the small space between the pages sometimes covers the text, I can send you what's written there. Well, I don't lie, except the times I do. Yeah. Okay, I need to figure out... Okay, I can rotate. So, we have a Gothic 3, or there is a Gothic 3 art book, by the way. The Art of Gothic 3 it is. And we wanted to take a look at a couple of pages. Yeah. Oh boy, I did not expect that there would be so much text. Let me just see. During the planning phase of Gothic 3, we thought about how great it would be to create a making of book for the special edition for the game. By the way, it's not going to be perfect English, since the grammar in German and English are differently, and some words are in German at the end of the sentence. In English they are in the middle or at the front, so there might be some weird switcheroos, since I'm actually not a perfect translation. A book not only as a souvenir for us who worked on the game, but as well for all of those who are interested into it, how the production of such a big game has been realized at us in Germany far away from million budgets of the big American or Japanese publishers with their big ass production teams. As my job as a art director at Piranha Bytes, when I started my job as art director at Piranha Bytes, I began with illustrations, renderings, and notices. When I started my job at Piranha Bytes, I began to collect illustrations, renderings, and notices, which were usually in some... How am I gonna leave? Which were usually in some drawers, and normally no one from the outside has ever seen. At the end of the production, 3 years later, the author Agnes Ilkner and I began to take a look at the huge piles of materials which have been coming together over the time. We had to we soon realized that we could put all the good stuff together in a big book with 200 pages. That would have effed up the... Oh goodness. Okay, that would have effed up the scope of a book. I'm sorry, I've never translated stuff, so they obviously didn't say F up. And I'm currently right here, by the way. That would have screwed up the extent of a book which the publisher had expected for a special edition. In the end, all the put together goodies should fit into a box. And since we didn't want the rest of the material to just go away, and since some of the pictures would look better in a big format, we decided to release 2 versions of the book. With the special edition, you are holding the maximum in your hand, or the maximum of behind the seams material in your hands, which we could have put into a box. Goodness. I'm sorry, I'm so bad, I suck. And in order to give the enthusiast a well-produced art book, no, that's wrong. I'm sorry, that sucks. Oh, okay, that makes sense. In order to give the enthusiasts of well-produced art books, we can give you a double the thickness, double the big work. We can show you all of that, which we think is worth to see and know. This book would have never been possible if not all of the employees at Piranha Bytes would have supported us on the way. It might be that I'm wrong, but I don't know anyone in the team who ever has talked so openly about his work, and even was willing, not yet ready and not yet polished material, to give not yet polished and ready material to be shown. Even during these stressful production phases, none of the piranhas said no to us when we asked to give us material in order to put this book together, or to tell us about the tricks during his work day. That's how this book came to so the book can give a more realistic and not polished up impression about the ups and downs during productions than you normally could see. We gave everything to bring light to darkness, how in which the gaming development sector is hiding. That's a wrong translation. Basically, they're saying they would like to lift some secrets which are normally hidden to the normal people. So you see, oh goodness, I have uttermost respect for translators, by the way. Okay, I'm maybe gonna even prepare for the next times a little bit more. Okay, that's page 6, and we were 3, so we need page 4. Okay, maybe I messed up a little bit with the page numbers. Do you have in mind which is actually right? So this should be one of the first pages, right, Michael? This is page 6 and 7, 8 and 9. Is this page 4? Do you know that? Or is it it's probably the direction you send it, right? So this is the that's the right one, right? Yeah. So the art of Gothic. At least this page we are gonna get through. Okay, I'm sorry. All of them are in order except the last one I sent. Okay, the concept of the game is the focus point of a game, and is enabling the planning of the production. Some production teams need to get clear if they want to develop a game for a PC or a console, single player or multiplayer modus, with the Gothic series that was already predefined before. Gothic from the beginning on was a PC game, and what's that in English? So it was from the beginning a PC game. Okay, it's the same. And porting to other platforms was not yet affordable. with the nameless hero as main figure, there was the single player mode. To give him some, or a companion and a adversary, would change the direction of the Gothic series from the ground. With Gothic 3, there would be a break in Gothic 1 and 2, and the add-on would be connected. That makes no sense, right? Or maybe crack is the better word. With Gothic 3, there should be a crack on Gothic 1 and 2. And there should be a connection to the add-on. In English, that makes absolutely no sense. Ah, okay. No, it makes sense. The add-on is actually... Gothic 3 should be a crack to Gothic 1, 2 and the add-on. I think that makes more sense. And with the publisher Joe Wood, the financing for the project was done. If you want to know more about the production costs, you need to ask Michael Rüwe, who was the head of financing at Piranha Bytes. After Gothic 3, but that Gothic 3 was realized with not as much budget than with comparable American productions. That's no secrets. So it's fitting that Mike Hoge, the game designer, team organizer, and the only still at Piranha Bytes founder, the last instant in for all your questions, has a fable for small teams, because during okay, then not only because not all the resources, or a smaller part of the resource goes into office rent and fast computers. The biggest amount of budget is actually going into the most important resource which there is in the game developing, the game devs. And then actually the sentence here is not complete. This is at, then a picture, and a new sentence. Maybe it goes on the next page. Okay, let's see. That picture here, the subtext, that is a very early hair study for the culture of the Nordmars. Red and blonde hair would be dominant, and he was looking for ways to omit the alpha channel problems which you would encounter by open hair. Some technical stuff there. Okay. Here it goes on. All right. Let's see, what was das sind by Piranha Bytes. Okay, now back to the company size. At Piranha Bytes, 20 people work, which already, at the time the book has been written, I think needs to be said. I think nowadays it are 35. At Piranha Bytes, around 20 people work, some of them already since Gothic 1. and who have pretty damn much experience. And the crowd, more people don't always bring more power, or not always speed things up. Only in a small team, communication race can be so short, as it is required for a lot of new technologies. In every topic are 2 to 3 persons involved. Because one person cannot do everything on himself, which is explained by Mike Hoger about the personal politics at 300 bytes. With small teams, the production just takes longer. If other teams need 100 designers, programmers, sound designers, cutters, testers, around a year for a game, to produce a game in the Gothic market, the production time with Gothic 3 was around 3 years. In this time span, the makers or the producers had a lot of conceptual problems. The gaming industry, especially considering the hardware, is very fast living. A graphic card, which is today very fast, is in 3 years a very old and slow one. So you need to anticipate what is gonna be the standard in 3 years with the current available technology for people with their home PCs. And Gothic is a 3D real-time game. That means that the main figure can move around per mouse click in... Wait a second. Okay, that means that the main character can move through the world in the same speed as the real person can, or a real human can move through a 3-dimensional landscape. That's just the subtext for the picture, which we go through in a second. And there the camera follows the perspective, needs to be put to the display. Wait a second. It's sometimes better to read the German sentences before trying to translate it. Okay, and with that the camera follows the main figure. The normal view in Gothic is over the shoulder. You see the nameless hero from behind, and that what is in front of him. You can, with one mouse click, adjust the sight. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. And with that, the landscape, without loading time, needs to change. Landscapes which were just in the fog of war need to be, after a small run by the hero, clear and detailed in front of him. That means you don't only need to have a fast CPU, fast access to the memory, and a very it actually says here a very weird word in that case. A agile graphic card, but I guess they just mean a fast graphic card. The more detailed the landscape is, the higher the performance of the hardware needs to be. If the PC is not fast enough, the picture begins to stutter. Besides system crashes, a stuttering graphic is the worst performance problem. If you're on the other hand too cautious, if you are from the beginning more cautious and calculate for the graphics with lesser resources, which is actually then in the end possible for the players, you are gonna stay beneath your the expectations and stay and cannot impress the user. Oh boy. Okay, an early screenshot from Gothic 1. It is always very, very astonishing that between what you see today and that what was possible 7 years ago, goodness, it is, start again, it is astonishing to see the difference between what you could do 7 years ago and what you can do today. The only limitation, which we already had during design of the game, was the maximum amount of polygons in the graphics. Because of that, we started with having more details for the outer world first, or then a little bit later the reality came in, which gave us limitations which we need to work around. The early production phase was coined by the wildest imagination, where the game actually could graphically go. So we have a very, very early conception drawing from the catacombs beneath the ruins. I do like the idea. I do like the idea that the tunnel is connected by a improvised bridge which goes over forgive me. Which goes about over high abysses. And I always hoped that we could realize that with the add-ons. Fun fact, he's talking about add-ons, but there was no add-on, right? Just a little while later, the reality of the production every day came in, and there were limitations, so we needed to work around. Okay. I know there was an add-on for Gothic 2, right? Night of the Raven, but it here precisely says we hope to do more things in one of the add-ons, right? And this is an art book for Gothic 3, but I think if he's still talking but I think he's talking about Gothic 1 in this one. But at least he stated add-ons, right? But there were no add-ons. There were just ones. Wasn't there? Okay, we will... Yeah, they probably planned something for God 3, but often argued with Joe. That's what I think too. That makes sense. Okay. And there was a planned add-on for Gothic 1. Okay, then the sentence makes more sense. Okay, Michael, let's go on here on Sunday. Let's have this page here on Sunday and a couple, yeah, fuck Jowood, and a couple of pages more on Sunday. I will try to go over them before. I have to say, I have now uttermost respect for people translating, for example, politicians live. It is not easy, I have to admit. It is pretty damn hard. I will try to take a look. I want to have to speak more clearly, if that makes any sense. I will take a look about this and the other pages, and maybe I can put it in more clear words for you on Sunday. I hope still, Michael, that you enjoyed it at least a little bit, and maybe we're gonna have some more fun here on Sunday. But thank you, by the way, for the pages. It's cool to go through them. All right, that brings us right now to the end. Sunday, Risen 2 again, and then we go through the Art of Gothic again. Good night, and thank you for the 2 likes, and may the Almighty Sleeper protect us all and grant us a wonderful weekend. What can I say? Except you're welcome. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully we see us on Sunday. Goodbye. Good night.